It's quite funny because all the way through my life, up until the last couple of weeks, I've always told myself that I am not a morning person. I'm just not a morning person, and I just don't like mornings. Now, it's quite also interesting because on the same note, I decided to give this a test, right? I decided to really try whether this was the case. I thought, well, I'm not a morning person. I'm going to give this a go for maybe a couple of weeks. I'll wake up at 9, I'll wake up at 7, I'll wake up at 6, 5, and I'll see if it's any good for me. See if it improves my life any. And if you've been watching over the last couple of days, I did actually make a video speaking about this. I started waking up really early, or what is really early for me, and it did change my life. Because one thing that I realized is all through the night, the time that I was awake was essentially being wasted. Because I run my own businesses, one of the businesses that I run is time specific, so it really requires me to start around 6 or 7, and I finish about anywhere between 10 and midnight, right? But after that, I can in theory get straight into bed and sleep, or you can get distracted. Now, it was only when I realized that in this nighttime frame, right, anywhere from, like I say, maybe 10 or 11 or 12 to 1, 2, 3, 4, that's wasted time. Time spent scrolling is wasted time. Time spent gaming is to a degree wasted time. All of these things are not a good use of time. And the idea of being a morning person, it's not about being a morning person, right? People say they hate mornings. But actually it's the opposite of that. It's not that you hate mornings, it's that you love nights. And this is the real change that you need to make if you struggle with the same thing that I did, right? You don't hate mornings, you just love nights. But when you realize why waking up early is so powerful, I'm going to make a separate video on this. I already have made a similar one, but when you realize why it's so powerful, it will change your life, right? It's a lot of people like to speak about the mental benefits of waking up early from a physiological standpoint. I'm not necessarily even speaking about that. I'm speaking about the fact that when you're up early, in my opinion at least, you don't want to get straight up and play in a game. It's just not something that you want to do, right? You don't want to get straight up and necessarily scroll the phone for hours. Maybe some people do, but you want to get on with something because it's early, it's a fresh start, right? It's a new day, it's time for things to begin. So you quickly realize that this is a better opportunity, and your life, irrespective of what you do, right? Whether you go for a walk, a run, work on your business, maybe something along those lines, or maybe something different. The benefits are outstanding. But what I'm trying to say here is it really boils down to the early part rather than the late. It's not about people loving nights. It's about people no, the opposite of that. It's not about people hating mornings. It's about people loving nights too much. And if you realize why nights are an issue, you'll probably become a lot more productive, guys. That's just my personal experience. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments. Thank you for your time and goodbye for now.